What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today I honestly was not going to cover this story because I just figured the number would have dropped by now. But here we are with 42,000 verified ratings, and this score has not moved at all. Even if you go to all audience, it's up to 96,000, and the audience score has improved by 2%. It's interesting how all audiences even moved up now. When I first covered this, it was at 88%. I said it was going to drop. I can't remember. What was that, at like 6,000 views, and it was at 88%, and then it or 6,000 reviews, and then I think it went up to 10,000 reviews, and it dropped to 86, and it's been locked. I believe that was the number. And I've got some interesting things to show you when it comes to this audience score, because if you look at the box office momentum, if you look at the cinema score, which is lower than any of the other Disney Star Wars movies, if you just look at the overall reaction online, you're looking at that audience score, you're like, something is not right. This audience score is not moved in days. So I am very interested to see how this continues to play out. The Quartering did a great video on this, and it got a lot of traction. And when I saw him covering it, I says, man, this thing, I mean, everybody's been sending it to me. But yeah, so I start looking into it a little bit, and we're going to go over a couple of things here. So the first thing we're going to do is go over to the obvious thing, and that's the Metacritic score for The Rise of Skywalker, which is at a 5.1 user score. And if you look at the positive versus negative, you're pretty much looking at about 50-50. Which is, which would be the equivalent to Rotten Tomatoes. That would make it a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, which it goes by percentage of reviews, whether they are positive or negative. And right now, Rotten Tomatoes has been stuck in at 86%, whereas Metacritic is at around a 50% positive versus negative. And obviously, you see the Metascore here, which is a 54%, which lines up with the Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter, which if you break that down, average review is a 6.2 out of 10. So that keeps it right in line with where we're at over on Metacritic. Then what's interesting about this is that we do have the 86% for The Rise of Skywalker, and they're going after the general audience, the people that don't follow a lot of this stuff. So when you look at this audience score and you go, why 86%? Why are we stuck on 86%? Why is that the magic number? Well, there's another Star Wars movie that made $2 billion that won over a huge amount of the fans and the general audience and was consistently across the board pretty much liked. And that would be The Force Awakens. And look at the number that The Force Awakens is at. 86%. So when you're the general audience and you go, hun, do we need to go see this new Star Wars movie? Well, remember that last one, honey? That last one got a really bad audience score and nobody seemed to really like it. But you remember The Force Awakens? Yeah, isn't that the same guy that's doing the new Star Wars movie? He's the guy that directed The Force Awakens. Oh, yeah, the Rise of Skywalker has the same audience score as The Force Awakens. Huh, honey? I think we need to get the kids in the car, get them in the minivan, and let's go have a swell night at the movies, because this movie sounds like it's as good as The Force Awakens. That's why we're at the magic 86%. That's why we've been locked into 86%. That tells you everything you need to know. I mean, you would think, wouldn't they be smarter than that, though, Jeremy? No, they wouldn't be, because they're going after the general audience. They're going after the people that are just going to think, hey, we like The Force Awakens. Hey, the kids love The Force Awakens. Hey, the kids had a blast at The Force Awakens. BB-8 was really cool. Rey was cool. It was funny. Finn and Poe were funny. Oh, yeah, look, boom, 86%. Hey, hun, it's got the same audience score as The Force Awakens. Let's get the kids and let's go have a great night at the movies. Now, you look at The Force Awakens when you go over to Metacritic, and you have similar positive reviews. You have positive Metascore. I mean, if you break that down, what is this? I don't know, positive to negative. Was it like 70-75%? Would that be? Positive to negative, somewhere in there, which kind of, keeps you right in line, with the 86% that The Force Awakens has with the Metacritic score. Then you look at The Last Jedi, hated across the board. 4.4 on Metacritic, and you go over to Rotten Tomatoes, has a 43%. So it's pretty much universally hated. It's a terrible movie, and we all know that. But again, we go back to The Rise of Skywalker, and it is deadlocked at an 86%. And I'm telling you why why it's at 86%. Because The Force Awakens is at 86%, and that is the movie that the general audience, that the parents, that the people out there that don't follow this stuff on a daily basis, that's the one. That's the one. You're trying to get them back into it. You're trying to get those people, and that's why we are locked at an 86% over on Rotten Tomatoes. It's clear something's going on. The likelihood of this number staying deadlocked at 86% is not very high. I mean, after this many user ratings coming in and the number has not moved, something's going on. But that's where we're at with it. I think it's easy to really break this down. You look at how each film has been reflective. If you look at The Force Awakens on Metacritic and you look at it on Rotten Tomatoes, you got a good reflection from the users' ratings on both sites. You look at The Last Jedi, you have reflection on both sites. But then when you look at The Rise of Skywalker, you see a massive difference in the Metacritic user score versus the Rotten Tomatoes user score. And that score is locked in, coincidentally, at the one that the movie that made $2 billion has. It's all about that subliminal messaging to those general audience. It's got an 86% just like The Force Awakens, and that's the same guy, that JJ guy. He's coming back to direct it. It seems like a lot of people like it. So that's what's going on. I'm sure now that so many people have brought light to this, I'm sure we're going to start seeing that number change, whether that's positive or negative. But at this point, after the Captain Marvel fiasco, I once had a lot of faith in Rotten Tomatoes. I don't anymore after the Captain Marvel debacle. Absolutely not. They have no credibility whatsoever, and this is just more proof of that. So it's going to be interesting to see how this continues to play out. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video. Solo lost money, and we will talk to you later. Hey everyone, it's Jeremy from geeksandgamers.com, and if you're a fan of Geeks and Gamers, please go to our website, visit our merchandise store. We have t-shirts, hoodies, hats, beanies, tank tops, and in the very near future, we're going to have many more products for you to choose from. So thank you for the support. We appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you later.